Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining me on the next play. I'm your host, Darkel. How y'all doing? Before I begin, I would like to say, please like, share, and subscribe. It's always free and takes less than 3 seconds to do. And it takes less than 3 seconds, and I really appreciate that. Today, excuse me. Today, I want to speak about yesterday's quiz. Question was, who was the worm? And the answer is Dennis Rodman. Okay. The quote of the day is, there's a tremendous strength that is growing in the world through sharing together, praying together, suffering together, and working together. That was by the great Mother Teresa. And the word of the day is synergy, means the combined power of separate things working together to create an effect greater than the sum of their solo effort. See how that relates to that? So that's deep, because a lot of us don't like to work together or help each other. Be selfish in a degree. Not saying everyone, but a lot of our peoples. That's why I can't understand how we got so many black billionaires, but still people are homeless and all that. I don't understand, but I guess that's the way they set it up for them. They can't help. I don't know if they can reach back. I don't know what's going on, but we got too many black billionaires for there to be any homelessness amongst our people if they really got together with some type of synergistic move to create for our people, right? Because we're the richest country in the world, but yet we're 37 trillion, whatever it is, in debt. We create more debt because the dollar means nothing. You got all the gold and all the stuff that really means something. You got it all because you stole it all, but it's another issue. WNBA, the Mystics defeat the Mercury 94-84. Sonia Cintron had 18 points, 1 rebound, 9 assists. Kiki Arifan had 18 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. For the Mercury, Natasha Mack had 19 points, 8 rebounds. The Sun defeated the Sky 89-81. Camila Cardozo had 24 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist. Paige Beckers she's a bad motherfucker from UConn. Paige Beckers had 22, 4 and 11. And Jay Shepard had 21 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. In the losing cause, Bridget Carlton had 14, 2 and 4. In Major League Baseball, Boston defeated Minnesota 7-3. Detroit defeated Tampa Bay 4-1. Colorado defeated the Nationals 3-1. Houston 9, New York Yankees 7, Kansas City 5. Okay, excuse me on that. My Mets defeated Milwaukee 3-2. Atlanta defeated the Dodgers 4-3. Chicago White Sox 11, Texas 7. Baltimore 13, St. Louis 1, Cleveland 8, Los Angeles Angels 6. Pittsburgh 1, San Diego had a donut. They tried to glaze me, give them some coffee to go with that glaze. Oakland 4, Minnesota 2, Seattle 4, Philly 1, AZ 5, the Cubs 4, San Francisco 3, Cincinnati had 1. Today, we're going to talk about somebody that was instrumental. New York just got ballers, man. We got to admit, that's one of the reasons why we was called the Mecca, because most of the great players that was in the NBA doing work back in the day, not all, because they was from everywhere, but majority was from New York City. They looked at New York City playgrounds hard because we've been playing ball forever up there. We have basketball hoops in our projects, built in the projects up there. And these projects was built in 1940s and 50s. There's basically, his name is Nathaniel Tiny Archibald, born on September 2nd, 1948. He's an American former NBA basketball player, most notably with the Cincinnati Royals, Kansas City Omaha Kings, and the Boston Celtics. He was enshrined into both of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame and the New York City Basketball Hall of Fame, so you know he was a bad man. Archibald was a willing passer and an adequate shooter from mid-range. However, it was his quickness and speed, shiftness, that made him difficult to guard in the open court. as he would regularly drive past defenders on his way to the basket. So he used to go to the Baja, like we say in Brooklyn. This versatility helped Archibald lead the NBA in scoring and assists of the same season, 1972 and 73. Let me say that again. This versatility helped Archibald lead the NBA in scoring and assists in the same season. Wow, 1972 and 73, making him the first of only 2 players in league history to achieve such a feat. Early life, Archibald, a playground legend while growing up in a rough and tumble neighborhood in the South Brigade of New York City, played high school basketball for only 1.5 seasons and was cut from the varsity squad at DeWitt Clinton High School as a sophomore. He returned to the team as a junior during his time without basketball. Archibald briefly flirted with dropping out of school after having been largely truant in past years. But with help of 2 mentors, Floyd Lane and Pablo Robertson, Archibald turned it around. Robertson, a former standard at Loyola of Chicago and a Harlem, New York playground impresario, had the same gifted mercurial Archibald in action on the playgrounds and convinced the young man's high school coach to reinstate him on the squad. So Robertson, that kid that I just mentioned, Pablo Robertson, Pablo, huh? I know a Pablo, I know a couple of Pablos. Rest in peace to both of them. Despite playing in just blowouts as a junior, the shy, quiet team managed to blossom into a high school star, being named team captain and an all-city selection in 1966. Off the court, Archibald began to attend such regularly and worked to improve his poor academic standing, which deterred most colleges from offering him a scholarship. To improve his chances of playing major college basketball, Archibald enrolled at Arizona Western College, transferring to the University of Texas at El Paso, UTEP, the following year. He had 3 standout seasons at El Paso from 1967 to 1970 under Hall of Fame coach Don Haskins. Professional career. Cincinnati Royals, I didn't know they had a team. Kansas City neither. City Omaha, Kansas City Kings in 1970 to 1976. Archibald was selected in the second round of the 1970 NBA Draft, 19th pick by the Cincinnati Royals. He was also drafted by the Texas Chaparrals of the American Basketball Association. In his NBA debut, Archibald recorded 17.7 assists in a 128-104 loss to the New York Knicks. On March 13, 1971, Archibald set then a career high by scoring 47 points in a 136-127 victory over the Atlanta Hawks. On November 18, 1972, Archibald recorded 51 points and 14 assists in a 127-17 win over the Houston Rockets. In 1972-73 season, Archibald led the NBA in scoring and assists with 34 points average and 11.4 assists in 46 minutes a game, with all 3 averages being career highs, becoming the first player to win the titles in both categories in the same season. Again, becoming the first to do it. In 1967-68 season, Oscar Robertson led the NBA in points and assists per game, but did not win the titles because they were based on totals rather than averages at that time. Archibald's scoring average of 34.8 points per game broke the NBA record for a guard as of 2023, it is still a record for point guards. Since 1910, 910 assists that season, 11.4 assists per game were also an NBA record at the time, breaking Guy Rogers' mark of 908. He was named the Sporting News NBA MVP that season. During the 1975 NBA playoffs, Archibald made the postseason for the first time in his career. After then, the Kansas City Kings finished 44-38 in the regular season. Archibald went on to average 20.2 points and 5.3 assists in a 6-game series loss in the first round to Bob Love and the Chicago Bulls. Although Archibald was the Kings' most popular player, he was traded to the New York Nets for 2 first-round draft picks, future All-Star Otis Birdsong, and Rookie of the Year Phil Ford, Jim Eakins, and Brian Taylor in 1976. Archibald would go on to average a comparatively low 20.5 points per game in his 34 games with the Nets. Injured for much of the 1976-77 season, Archibald was traded by the Nets to the Buffalo Braves before the 1977-78 season. Again, for 2 first-round draft picks, this time eventually becoming renowned defender Michael Ray Richardson and prolific scorer Clifford Robinson, as well as George Johnson. Archibald tore his Achilles tendon and never played a regular season game for the Braves. Buffalo traded Archibald. He tore the Achilles, and he was traded to the Boston Celtics in 1978. Buffalo, they traded him for a 7-player deal before the start of next season. His career at the Celtics started poorly. He showed up 20 pounds overweight. However, he adjusted and helped guide the Celtics to the best record in the NBA for 3 consecutive years, 1979 to 82. Archibald won his first and only NBA championship with the Boston Celtics in 1980-81 alongside young NBA star Larry Bird. In Game 6 of the 1981 NBA Finals, Archibald recorded 13 points, 12 assists, and the Celtics closed out the series against the Houston Rockets. On February 15, 1982, Archibald recorded a 10-23 assists in a 145-144 win over the Denver Nuggets. After being waived by the Celtics, Archibald played the 1983-84 season with the Bucks. This was his final season. He started at point guard in all 46 games he played. Archibald was an All-NBA first-team selection 3 times, and an NBA All-Second Team selection 2 times. A 7-time NBA All-Star Game selection, 1973, 74, 75, 76, 80, 81, and 82. He was named to the 1981 NBA All-Star Game, and he was the MVP, led the NBA in free throws made 3 times and free throw attempts twice. He competed in 176 professional games and scored 16,841 points, 18.8 points per game, and dished out 6,476 assists, and he was named one of the 50th greatest players in NBA history. In 1991, Archibald was inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts, and into the New York City Basketball Hall of Fame in New York City. In 2021, he was announced as part of the NBA's 75th anniversary team to commemorate the NBA's 75th anniversary. The Athletic ranked at 75 players of all time and named Archibald as the 67th greatest player in NBA history. And that is the great life of the great Tiny Archibald. I would like to say before I leave you guys, free Poppy, free Sadiq, C. Just, free Supreme, Naheem, and Your Majesty. Before I leave, I would like to say if your device is not on the next play, 6-7, then your device is not really on. Before I go, I would like to say my favorite words. May each of you want, but never want as long as you live. May each of you live to be 100, and me 100 minus a day, so I'll never know when great people like yourselves have passed away. May you live as long as you want, but never want as long as you live. Peace, love, and prosperity to all that are watching and ain't watching. I love everyone. I'm out.